Testing, testing. Okay, that is significantly better than last time. Um, I am concerned. I spent. Wait a second. No, this is irrelevant right now. What is relevant right now? I was gonna whine about the fact that this is my second take, but that is not relevant. What is relevant right now, ladies, gentlemen, and anyone else? Merry Christmas. This is obviously very much not Christmas as of the day of me recording it, but I realised that, well, I looked at the number of videos I had out on Hardcore LU, and let's be very clear, I have not resolved my underlying issue with Hardcore LU in the fact that I don't know where I'm going from here. But I do know where I'm going from here today. Because, of course, it is the Christmas season, and who better to go to than Santa himself? I mean, it's annoying that Santa gave us a present we can't equip, but you know, we live with it. Of course, that is not the reason we are here. The reason we are here is Frostburg. Because you know what? That is a place I can go to celebrate Christmas spirit with all of you, and I don't have to worry about dying, or at least I certainly hope I don't have to worry about dying. If I manage to out of bounds and soft lock myself, well, honestly, I'd see that as a win. That would be possibly one of the funniest ways to lose a Hardcore LU run. I'd be a little bit disappointed, but honestly, with my new strategies, I feel we could probably get back to this. And by new strategies, I don't mean new strategies, I mean literally just getting things in different order. I guess that is a new strategy, but it's certainly no new tech. I just got impatient at doing all the hard stuff first, and it turns out it's much easier if you don't do all the hard stuff first. This brings back way too many memories of what's the actual mission? Talk to Melty the Snowman. Where is Melty the Snowman? I should know this. So for those of you who which I guess, to be fair, is probably almost all of you who aren't aware of my trauma associated with Frostburg. I spent way too long here one year because, and in retrospect, well, no, I couldn't have done a video with it for the same reason I'm recording this now, which is the fact that I won't be recording videos when I'm back at home for the holidays. But yeah, here we are. I spent absolutely ages here because over Christmas on BLU, which is not the server I'm playing on at the moment, the server I used to play on, which is now sunsetting for this server, Nexus Universe. Check them out. Just Google Nexus Universe if you're not already playing LU. That's the server I play on. It is public. It is pretty decent. It was set up to counter the other server, which is not public, not decent, and we're not talking about it now. This is a day for happiness. This is a day for happiness and retelling the story of my last time in Frostburg, which was basically Brian added an item called the Nautilus Croissant to the game in honor of a very, very long-running joke in BLU involving running up to random people and gifting them croissants. And this also... And Nautilus was the person who started this by sending... actually, it was baguettes to me originally. But it's kind of spiraled from there into a server-wide meme. And it was added as a very, very rare drop when you built a snowman in Frostburg. I spent so long grinding for this just on principle. And yeah, I don't have... I guess I have Quixicles, so we could get a better time. But realistically, just with basic jump movement... I mean, ideally, I wouldn't run to the wrong place. But just basic jump movement, there's no way. Realistically, I certainly hope that there is almost no way I could ever fail a foot race, because A, children's game, B, I have spent so many hours of my life on this particular children's game, and specifically dealing with movements that really I should be pretty secure by now. This is all to say, I genuinely nearly missed those two posts a second ago. But yes, I don't have anything particular here to say or do. Let's see what times we have. What's the? Yeah, I want to see the top times though. Those, well, seeing the names up top, I think I'm going to have difficulty competing on a character that's, well, the fact that Idefix is up top suggests maybe it was done using race suit. I'm going to try once again just to see, but that has race suit energy if Idefix did it. For those who don't know, the racing suits are a custom BLU NU item, which you get for completing lots of racing achievements, and most importantly, there's something you have to equip. So I wouldn't be able to use them even if I had them. But yeah, I have no clue where the plaques are. But yeah, this was literally, I think, too many hours. I think it was either last Christmas or the Christmas before that, grinding this out. Should I have been doing other stuff? Yes. Did I do other stuff? No. That's the nice thing about not being in undergrad anymore. I can take holidays off. Holidays are a real thing which exists, and I don't need to feel guilty for not taking them. Someone has smashed all of our stone bed. Can you rebuild 6 more? I genuinely, I think I kind of want to go to my Ninja OU character and just show you guys the. I'm trying to remember what the stats are, but it's stuff like, because there aren't that many stats you can see on a per world basis, but one of them is like number of quick builds built or something like that, and it is just absurd because I was just on here for so long. What am I doing? Story plaques. I've forgotten. There's probably a story plaque over there. There's no way there isn't. This is, yeah, there we are. But yeah, I'm also partially doing this because I dropped the first in this series of Hardcore LU things, and I was kind of like, when I posted before, I got some nice responses, and it put a smile on my face. But I was not expecting what happens when I posted this. So I'm recording this on the 20th, which was the day I posted the first of this series of Hardcore LU runs, and just getting back some. Yeah, just lovely messages, lovely feedback, and I realised, wait a second, as much as I actually have recorded enough content that I can schedule stuff, because I've got the Mirror's Edge playthrough now as well. Wait a second. I have to grow Snow Crocus flowers. I can't do that. Rip the hardcore character. What else can I do around here? I mean, I do want to do the foot race again, see if I can get a better time on that. Let's finish off this first. Wait a second. Technically, if he doesn't cutscene me when I accept the mission, I can technically complete the mission whilst doing the foot race, and I think that would be really funny. Also, incidentally, even if those times weren't done with race suit, they probably, if it's on Idefix, actually, probably not. But they could also have been done with adventurer gear. So it's just always there are definitely ways to go faster which require items, but obviously those are off limits to ourselves now. And I forgot that I was going to do that for the bit, and then ran into that there. So we're probably not making a great time here. Although, you say that, we're not too far off, to be honest. 107, not bad compared to a 113. 112 even. That's doable then. Well, screw this, I guess. Honestly, there is possibly nothing more Christmassy for me than just running around Frostburg for a bit. I lost some time to running into not getting one of these. Actually, I could overcommit to this. And which way is it I need to go? I run this way, right? And then run past that. So I'm really scared that it actually sends me back this. I think it does send me back this way. I think I did it the wrong way around. Yeah, it does. Dang it. Okay, this was the one I meant to destroy. But yeah, basically that was just really kind of that was lovely to see. It was that just kind of meant a lot to me. It's kind of like this channel's been absolutely dead for ages. I mean, Ninja Rebel U as the YouTuber as a concept hasn't really been around for ages, so it was just nice. And yes, I mentioned this in a YouTube post today. I am planning on dropping also over the Christmas period my Mirror's Edge playthrough, which I also just finished today, and yeah, that's going to be slightly different from everything else because, in the first episode of recording that, I do swear, and then later on in the game, I get stuck on a section, and I think it is like one of the only times they actually swear in the entire game. Unfortunately, I got stuck at that section and went back and forth on it for ages. So my plan is they're already uploaded as unlisted and age restricted videos because let's face it, I don't care about the algorithm. That has never come into my motivations. So I'm thinking what I do is I probably put those all on a playlist, and either make the playlist unlisted, put the link to that playlist somewhere. As I say, I can kind of I like. Hopefully, if you're interested in the channel, you come across it. If not, if like people don't come across it, well. But I figure I'm mentioning it. I've advertised it now indirectly a few times. I've certainly mentioned that it is a playthrough I did. I'm genuinely kind of concerned that there are still 2 presents left and I haven't seen them. Astigmatism is not meant to carry over to LU, and certainly not with my personal level of astigmatism, which is so weak that I, for a year, didn't wear glasses for a bit, and now I've kind of forgotten that I actually have glasses. It was quite good fun though. When I first got glasses, I had to. It's a big decision. I had to decide what kind of frames I want to go with. What's the look of ninja with glasses? What that entails, and it was really quite funny because I genuinely don't think I ever noticed this. How have I never noticed this? Have I got a weird like things not loading in bug? Or is this just always like that and I've tried out of bouncing in Frostburg. How have I not seen that there is literally a hole out? That's so funny. But yeah, this is. But yeah, it was very funny when getting glasses, just because it was like that's kind of you're kind of deciding on a new look that you might like. It might be for a while, and I'm not the most appearance driven of people, aside from wearing stupid t-shirts. Those of you who have ever met me in real life can attest to that. The stupid t-shirts part, at least. I also, to be honest, probably that not very appearance driven. Although, don't say that to my face, I'll get upset. But I won't. But at any rate, it was really funny because it was like, no, wait a second, I know exactly what kinds of glasses I'm getting. I'm getting because I said this years ago on some YouTube video when I was creating an Ninja Rebel character, and I was like, nah, you know what? I think my character needs glasses. I just seem like the kind of guy who would have glasses. Like that's just kind of that level of nerd. It would make sense. And so when it came to getting glasses, I was just like, okay, cool. I'm getting my Lego Universe glasses, which made me laugh quite significantly. Where are the two remaining? This is like one of the only parkour things you can do in Frostburg. It's quite limited parkour wise. Where are the remaining presents? I Dang it! I totally for. Yep. Okay. Let us not forget the number of hours I have in this game, and to be honest, in Frostburg in general. Again, I it's far more than any one person should have. I used, if I recall correctly, actually, I don't think I ever used them like as though they were a good strategy, but I did spend a lot of time um, running from one side of the map to the other, and so I did smash these rocks just to get imagination, and then get blasted by them on the way back at various points in time. Like I've 100% done this. So again, yeah, it's Frostburg is in such a weird place because like it is never somewhere I go. Like this just like there's never any reason for me to be here. And then just occasionally, uh, yeah, once normally at one very particular time of year there will be a good reason for me to be here, and it will be very funny. That I've forgotten everything between previous 2 times I went. Already messed up. That could be. It's probably like half a second, to be honest. Going the wrong way. No, that was a bad idea. I should definitely still have been doing standard double jump movement. This is better though. Ran the right way. Let's not get caught by the street. That was kind of bad coming out of it. To be honest. Not... 1 second better. Getting... Okay, huge respect to Despotish King. That makes me very, very happy. And same with John Bricks, that people have recently been coming on. Like, it's Christmas time, let's break out Frostivus. Honestly, heck yeah. Legend behaviour. Can I cheat a little bit with this? No, I can't. Well, actually, maybe. Let's see. No, it does. Okay. Technically, yes, I think. Oh, I have not thought about my Quixocle positions. Yeah, that's bad. Well, this probably isn't the run, but... I don't know if I can shave another 4 seconds off this time. Like... Especially not if I mean, I didn't spend long there, but I feel like I did just pass into the thing. Come on. Yeah. Nah. That was a bad run. Dang it. Okay. I've got my targets. The 109s. I wanna see if I can I think I can hit a 109. I think with Quixocle downtime, I probably can't get better than that. And I don't think that there is the electric hoagie. Oh, wait a second. An item that I always forget exists. This is the stupidest. Does Olivia Nightshade sell espressos? I think she might do. Otherwise, I'm going to have to go to Crooks Prime on a shopping trip on my Hardcore OU character, and that would be the funniest way for this series to end. If I lose Hardcore OU on Christmas Day, for you guys, at any rate, that would be hilarious. But yeah, the other thing I wanted to say is, I want to, because I've recorded a lot of these in advance, it does make it a little bit harder to do like back and forth conversations. If I do Hardcore LU as a more regular series, if I get back into like doing this regularly, if I work out what my plans are going to be for the series, then words just happened. My brain just lost all trains of thought. But essentially, yeah, if I'm posting these more regularly, then back and forth conversations with the comments will be easier, and that's something I enjoy. It was honestly lovely seeing people come out of the woodwork and to just reply to messages, but also, um, I guess for you guys, it'll actually be less time between my first video and me uh, me replying than it was for me, because for me it's been a little over a week. I guess for you guys it will have been 5 days, 4 days, 5 days, depends whether you're counting inclusive or exclusive. Anyway, yeah, I main one to reply to. I mean, there was general positivity from 5 Second Energy, I believe it is, and Vicey, my old editor. Um, Back, if you're noticing, there's been a downturn in video quality from the old Ninja LU channel days. The lack of Vicey on here is very much why that has occurred. Um, But yes, but there was also a reply from Mitzi, who I don't know if she's ever appeared in a video. Maybe. I guess to be fair, some of the okay, there are technicality videos that I know she's definitely appeared in, but they're also the one I'm thinking of is also unlisted. But at any rate, yeah. Mitzi, absolute legend, long-time friend of the channel, also got back to me on one of... I'm literally going to run to Crux Prime solely for the sake of buying an espresso. This is a little bit absurd, I'm going to be honest. I am risking the Hardcore OU run solely for the bit of getting a slightly better time in the Frostburg foot race. I won't die in Frostburg, but I might die to wanting a better time in the Frostburg foot race. That is going to be... That'll be done. That may be your Christmas present this year, though. You guys can, I guess, in principle, check the length of the video. Don't do that, that's a spoiler. I guess I shouldn't have said that, because you can probably think back to how long the video is and then think how long it's been. And if you hadn't thought of doing that now, I've definitely given you the idea and you've done the mental maths now. So you know, but remember, I don't like this. This was my one big concern with coming to Crux Prime, is that I've had this issue recently with lag upon joining worlds, seemingly worse worlds with enemies. If there is any sign of... I am not risking losing the run to some temperamental latency. I'm not dealing with that. So I need to work out, are these going to respond to me in real time? That looks kind of good. Are you going to... Okay. Seems like things are responding. I think this is good enough for me to feel confident running through, but also, just because we can... I did click the other one first. That's a little annoying. Let's do it like this. This is why we did all the prep, is so that I can not have to worry about anything. Like, I can just run through there. Was that a little bit overkill? Yes, but this is why we prepared. And now with that, I can get... And this is one of the... I am not a fan of espressos for a couple of reasons. This is one of the reasons. They're just expensive. Honestly, I'm kind of tempted to get an energy bar or two, actually. Whilst I'm here. It's kind of a rare thing that I would buy, but I want them for the same reason I like the dock in the box, I think. Okay, let's also definitely move this espresso. Oh, this is not a hotbar worthy item, I would say. I would not summarize it as that kind of item. I guess I could also give out Christmas presents to people, which will be really confusing for them because I'm giving it out quite early. I don't I don't want to invalidate this run by putting that on, but it would feel right to put like it feels simultaneously both right and wrong for me to equip that. Like it would be the best way to not take this run too seriously, which normally I'd be really down with, aside from the fact that I have spent so much time trying to get a good hardcore LU run. I don't want to like even if I know that it hasn't affected things, it just feels wrong to be like tears, blood, and sweat went into this. I'm already doing some moderately stupid things by running over here solely for the no. Why am I getting distracted? I'm not going through the daily mission dice rolling game. That's not worth the time. I speak of things being worth or not worth the time. I am now just about to run back and forth through next tower. Anyway, what I was going to say about Mitzi was got an interesting comment back on the Traveller's Tale games discussion, and I want to reply to it because like I like this format's going to be a lot more fun for me if there are more discussions. So yeah, on the whole Traveller's Tales game thing, her take was essentially, yeah, it's they are for her at least very much you enjoy them for the you enjoy them because you enjoyed the movies. I intended to take a detour to complete this mission. This detour is entirely irrelevant, and now I'm stuck. Cool. Where am I gonna? Yeah, that was a stupid detour to take. That's fine. We can run through here. I absolutely love like the low quality JPEG that is when you walk up to both of those. It could have been higher quality. There was this game isn't a large game, but it's also not. It's not an N64 game. That could have probably afforded to be higher quality, but also at the same time, I don't know. This, for those who don't know, this was one of the. What do we actually do? Oh, let's go! We are picking up an everlasting consumable this session. Oh, I'd not considered this. I wasn't aware this counted for a vacuum tube. Because these are what I was expecting with the vacuum tubes. I guess this just counts as a very large one. This isn't Axon Claxon's room. I guess we're about to pick up that mission as well. The instincts to think about or talk about out of bounds here is so strong, but that also would just get me killed. What am I getting? I'm getting... Oh, is this one that I actually have to look through for it? But yeah, basically the take that, for at least, yeah, the Traveller's Tales games are genuinely just like, there's something you remember playing as a kid and they're enjoyable for that sense, and they're enjoyable because of the, actually that wasn't a take, but it was more, they're just enjoyable because of the movies they're based on, which is valid. And the fact that glitch hunting is apparently, and I don't really think about this very often. I think about Lego Universe as being an interesting game for me for many reasons and very, very close to my heart for many reasons. But I don't think about the fact that, yeah, in the grand scheme of things, I got very lucky. This is quite an easy game to glitch hunt. And in retrospect, a lot of the games I have spent time playing are games which were quite like which had decent reasons to be fairly susceptible to glitches. I mean, LU is just a weird game in many ways. The thing I was going to say before is one very notable thing that makes LU just a little bit weird, a little bit different. Actually, I'll head back to the Nimbus Station. No point going via Lego Club. Let's pick up some of these whilst I'm here. Yeah, it was heavily designed to be played on like minimum specs, which is why it's kind of funny that one of the things I was looking for when getting this laptop was higher specs, because it's like, realistically, I don't need higher specs to play LU. The only reason I decided to get a higher spec laptop for LU... What? Why have you not despawned? That's weird. yeah, one of the only reasons I got a high spec laptop is because I know I will be recording, and my previous laptop just couldn't I couldn't do parkour uh, whilst also whilst also recording. Well, I could, but I would be significantly worse at it. But yeah, um, yeah. Also, I guess whilst we're here, it's I. This is annoying because I want to spend a little bit of time, but honestly, just saying like, it's Christmas. It is a time to be grateful for, and there are a number of things I am. Well, number of things I'm grateful for in my life right now, outside of the LU community, but that's something for me to tell those people in my life in particular. Within the LU community, though, um, it's it's kind of I'm enjoying this particular moment as just a second to kind of look back, and it's fun. It's certainly interesting. The number of different eras of kind of LU community I've been here for, and which has not been all of them. There was a discussion on uh, one server I played the other day that was on any property world. I wonder, Frostburg technically was a property world prior to, like, it's just reskinned the large Avant Gardens property. So I kind of wonder, or large Nimbus Station, it's one of those reskinned. But yeah, it's interesting to think through all the eras of LU from like the days of the like 2016 days of me being an absolute menace on the DLU forums, and kind of the people the tons of friends I made there, and I don't want to go through and say people's names here because I will miss out someone who was important to me just because I've had been fortunate enough to make so many great friends and meet so many lovely people via the LU community. So I don't want to say names in particular, or because I will miss someone out, and then I'll feel bad for missing someone. Let's go! This counts as a property world. Heck yeah, that is useless game knowledge 101, but that does mean we've done another Frostivus event, which makes me very happy. But yeah, it's just something that I guess sprang to mind of like over the various eras when I've been playing this game or been involved in the community in some way or another. I have just been very, 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 very fortunate by the people by whom I've been surrounded. And yeah, this is a nice really nice opportunity for me to reflect on that and just to say, you know what, for everyone who I've I've into for all of my friends in this community. I don't want to say for everyone I've interacted with because you know what, I've also gone hate mail before. That's still one of the funnier instances. My time in this community is me getting hate mail. It makes me laugh because like um, not bad, not bad. Can probably push a 111. I'm gonna try for a 111. 112 does feel out of reach. Um, and this is why I don't quite like espressos because now I've got to start. I'm going to be stuck waiting out the cooldown on it, and I can't use any quicksicles whilst I'm waiting out that cooldown. But yeah, it's kind of nice because obviously not everyone's stuck around. There are people from the old days of the DLU forums who I don't see around anymore. But conversely, there are still DLU forums people who I see. Well, yeah, who I'm in servers with, interacting with regularly. Heck, there are now a couple of like some of the very very oldest friendships I've had in this community. I've now met a couple of those people IRL. Some from the DLU forum days, and like yeah, it's I this is kind of like, yeah, I what this wasn't. I did not plan on doing this, but it's kind of like, yeah, it's kind of nice to sit back and think like, actually, yeah, this community has been very nice to me, and I kind of also was thinking I have this thought occasionally of like, I feel like I have gotten to a position in this community that 111, nice, that a lot of people kind of, I don't know how much further I can push this. That 112 looks tough. But it is also only 1 second away now, which means I'm not certain it was racing suited. I think it may well have been done with rank 3 adventurer. No, it's Idafix. I don't think Idafix. I think Idafix, yeah, probably would have racing suited because I don't think he uses. I think he's like me. He wouldn't. He doesn't really use expressos or quixocle on main. He'll use Batlord Helm, and I'm pretty certain you cannot get that time with Batlord Helm. So, I don't know if this is going to be doable, but we have 8 more expressos left, so we've got time to find out. Better movement. Maybe I start slope jumping off of that rock. This is where you discover that I'm good at basic LU movements. There are people who could optimize this further than me. Actually, you know what? I might put this out as a challenge. Genuinely, I would love to see the best times people can make on this race. We will say using. To set the rules. I will say no. I will say okay using Batlord's Helm or Expressos. Do I want to allow Adventurous Speed Boost? The issue is I don't remember if Adventurous Speed Boost is actually the same as a Quixocle. And it's also, they're applied slightly differently from how Quixocles are applied, so I'm not certain on that. But anyway, yeah, I think for now, let's say without, and I'm going to put this as a challenge to people. Let's say ending on January the 1st, I would love to see what the best time is someone can get on this, because I'm thinking there are people like Vicey in this community. Vicey wasn't just my editor; it's also probably, I would say, in terms of like technical movement, we've had 2 different. Discussing eras of LU, we've had 2 different. Okay, well, I messed that up. We've had 2 different eras of technical movement LU gameplay. We've got the speedrunning era and the LU parkour era. Speedrunning era mainly being dominated consistently by. Speedrunning era most consistently being dominated by Vicey, and then the newer parkour era largely being dominated by Idafix. In terms of technical execution, I am always, at my heart, a researcher. I 100% could do some abuse to get slightly further on this. I'm not gonna. Actually, maybe I couldn't even. Oh wait, you can't. Okay, well I'm not gonna. I'm gonna let this time out. That's interesting. It starts the race immediately. I guess that wouldn't actually change what I was thinking of doing. But yeah, I will just get as much distance on this as I can. Shame. Okay. As tempting as it is, then let's go. I really hope I don't run out right at the finish line. That would be so sad. I could definitely take that corner slightly differently, but again, I've got to cut off a whole second. Well, okay, I'm just. We're getting worse. But yeah, it is. But yeah, it's interesting because I'm okay. As always, I'm going back and forth and getting distracted. But I do find it interesting to think about my position in this community and the fact that I'm been very lucky because like there are tons of people who have made it to positions of being. I'm not even going to say well known because that isn't the important part, but being kind of well regarded, having lots of friends in the community. I'm not universally well regarded, but like I also don't care. Like it's at the position where I have so many good friends in the community, people I'm really grateful to know, and it's kind of like thinking about how I got here is interesting because like yeah, I do really. It is so much just like I really think a big part of it is I was just at the right place at the right time and just really committed. But also, I've now seen other people kind of join the community in the same way, and I think actually that is the summary with every single person I've seen who's really made an impact in the community. Not necessarily in terms of development and stuff like that, but in terms of just being yeah well known, well regarded, etc. I think that's the one consistent thing. Is it's normally someone who has just committed absurdly hard to something or another, and I think that arguably really is the key with these little online micro communities, one might say. Because that's taken from one of I think the nicest compliments I've ever received in LU, and also I think one of the best phrasings, which was when it was when it was announced that BLU was going to be shutting down and to be sunsetted, replaced with Nexus Universe. A lot of people were leaving goodbye messages in the server. This was annoyingly ended with a really good run. Wish the start had been a bit nicer. But one of the goodbye messages I got was from Hatter, the long-term friend on BLU, describing me as, I think it was the nicest micro celebrity he'd ever had the pleasure of meeting, and that just makes me happy. The phrase micro celebrity makes me so happy because it's such a good summary of I'm well known in this small community. Like it's it's a small enough community. Being well known doesn't mean that much in the grand scheme of things, but that was just possibly one of my favorite descriptors of what it is I do with the Ninja U channel. It's and what that kind of represents, because it's quite well known in a tiny, and in the space of the grander internet, we are a completely insignificant group of people. But you know what? It's yeah, that makes me smile. That makes me laugh. I love that description so much. Um, this is pretty decent. Oh, it was pretty decent, and then I missed my jump. That's annoying because now I know that. Now I know that 12 seconds is doable. I might be going back to Crook's Prime. We're doing laps. I'm using tough buff sources. I probably won't use one again, but I'm using tough buff sources that I went through a lot to get solely for the sake of doing this race for the Christmas episode. But you know what? 'Tis Christmas. Actually, whilst we're here, let's do a Christmassy brick build. I wasn't totally certain what the brick build would be. It was less Christmassy than I had perhaps imagined. But, um, you know what? It is what you would feed a like. Maybe we're a little bit lazy with just repurposing the carrots, right? But you know what? What would you feed a reindeer? Yeah. I probably, if you asked me what food I would like to give a reindeer, I would say a carrot. I don't know if they like carrots, but that would be my guess. If you came up to me on the street, you know what? If you ever hear someone talking with this voice on the street, please come up to them and say, "Hey, are you Ninja LU? If so, what would you feed a reindeer?" I mean, I got onto the rock there, but I think I also got as much of a slowdown from the rock as I got a speed up, because of how I landed on it. Like the jump, yeah, is I jumped off of a slope, which is it's not bad, but what you really want to do always is to land on slopes. Oh, this was actually looking like quite a good. Actually, it still is quite a good time. No, not good enough. Um, Still not bad. Like, the fact that I messed up there and got 111 means that I definitely can make 112 with a bit of grinding. I will be interested in knowing Idifix. When you see this, let me know. Um, Actually, I don't think. I think Idifix has grown out of watching my videos. Um, but uh, yeah, so okay, someone who watches this, ping Idifix, get him to tell me whether or not what he was using to do these. Was he using espressos? Was he using race suit? If he's using race suit, then screw you, I'm better than. And thus ends the Christmas video. Oh, that makes me happy. Of all the ways I could have messed up there, that's funny. That makes me laugh. Yeah, I can't do that mission. Let's check. Are there any more missions I can do here? If not, I mean, I guess I had to go back to Doctor Overbuild anyway. I I'd love to ping people and get some people for racing, but again, that kind of defeats the purposes of this being a hardcore OU run. I might do that afterwards just for fun. It's getting a little bit late, but not too late, so maybe I do that. But yeah, in general, everyone, let me know. Did you get up to anything fun for Christmas? Did you get anything fun? Did you give anything fun? Honestly, is sometimes a more interesting question. So, for those of you who I may have made mention to this in, I know I've made mention to this in a video recently, but it might have been a Mirror's Edge video, which I think whatever I'm doing with those I'll do after this. Maybe I'll put all of them in one playlist as a weird Christmas present. But yeah, for those of you who don't know, I went to Japan for a conference relatively recently, and whilst I was there, I had to try and come up with a present to get. Hello, do I have anything I can give to you right now? I mean, yes, I definitely do. The only thing is, if you give me anything back, I think I have to just decline the trade just on the principle of bursting with fun trades 10 firecrackers. That makes that something about the verb bursting and the 10 firecrackers makes me fundamentally quite happy. That is the fun I am bursting with, firecrackers. And there we are. We've given someone a Christmas present. Never let it be said that Ninja OU does not celebrate the festive cheer. But yeah, yeah. So I was going around here and spent a week traveling afterwards, and I know nothing about Japan. It had been a really long. Yeah, I had been very very stressed in the run up to this event, so I hadn't planned out anything I was going to do afterwards. Really, I knew roughly where I was going to be going in the country, but I didn't have any plans. And my final day, I spent. Oh no, I've already given. I can't. Why can I not trade with money? Like you can block people from trading. That is a thing. But like we don't normally, to the best of my knowledge, that's not something. I wonder, is this someone's imported BLU character or something? Because that's not something we do willy nilly. Like that is normally if if someone's done something worthy of that, they've also what can I gift? What can I gift? I can't gift much. Let's gift a drumstick. I'll do that. Let's see. The annoying thing is I just don't have much of value. So I guess I could have gifted money. I can trace them down later. Green pants. Also, we need to. Well, we don't need to, but we might as well go and complete this mission. Why am I running here? I don't. This is not where I'm going. I guess I can also get more money. But yes, at any rate, my Japan story was basically I wanted to get presents for my parents whilst I was out there, and I didn't really have plans for either of them, and it was basically my final getting into Tokyo, and then the next day before I left, I had to. That was roughly the time I was going and looking for presents for them, and so it makes and so for my dad, I at least had some sense of what I could get him because he is very into anime, etc. Which is the really annoying bit. Where I know very, very little about actual anime. I know essentially the stuff he's exposed me to, which is more or less, I imagine, well, some of the more Westernly digestible anime. What am I doing? Where am I going? What? I am autopiloting so hard right now. So stuff like, I've seen Cowboy Bebop, for instance. But I know very little more. So I was going, and I did a little bit of research and found out that, yeah, it does seem as though Cowboy Bebop is a little bit more of a cult following in the West than it actually is in Japan. I don't know. That was the vibe I got. And so I went, whilst I was in Tokyo, I went to the anime district and was looking for stuff to find. I say the anime district. That's... You know what? I don't think that is a terrible summary of where I went. I'm talking about Akihabara. Those are the right letters. I don't think I got the pronunciation right. I think there was the point in time where I was beginning to understand Japanese pronunciation a bit, which I like doing whenever I go to a new place. Is there are tons of things I won't pick up and that are of a lot of difficulty, but I like trying to at least understand how English letters translate to something being spoken, how exactly the transliteration works. Which, okay, obviously in Japanese there's already an extra step into getting it into English characters, but regardless. Okay, where am I going? I guess I'm going crooks. I do imagine that. Someone's completing. We go help. Because I think I can go help. I don't think that contravenes any rule of a challenge. Are they just early game running, to be honest? Is this the level 16 person I passed? And they're just about to head to Crux for the first time. Or, okay, not just about to head to Crux for the first time. Sorry, that's only if you're going very directly. Yeah, this was. Also, given they just jumped straight back up here, 100% they're doing that mission for Duke Exeter. Also, I missed the wow thank you from Builder Duck. And no, Peculiar Walking Fella apparently is too peculiar and wandering for me to be able to handle, which is fair, that's valid. I'm sure I probably couldn't. I love how I said that to peculiar walking fella. And then there is the level 13, level 45 here, who also can use weapons. Like this just makes me laugh a lot. I also feel like we're in a little bit of a Mexican standoff here. What can I gift? What can I gift? I don't have much of value to gift. Oh, I can gift Christmas models. Let's go. Invite to trade. You're getting a Christmas tree. No, I can't accept that. That's I am so deep. So this is something which has been so ingrained in so many of the servers I'm a part of, which is just if you're a longer term player, you're incredibly generous to new players you come across. Like this is part of the bit of croissants. Where was Mr. Lee? Mr. Lee, Mr. Ree. Where's my? I've definitely seen Mr. Ree. Um, there we are. Okay, let's. But yes, so the conclusion to this story was, and what I'm quite excited to give my dad as a present from this, because I was walking around, I was very tired. I was quite overstimulated at this point, because Akihabara is like this center of. I think it's known as like the electric town or something. I heard someone back in the UK refer to it as, which I think kind of describes it quite well. Okay, let's check. Okay, cool. We're playing roughly normal gameplay. I really shouldn't have my models open here, but we will be fine. But I really should have consumables up. And I forgot to go. This is what happens when I talk and play at the same time. I forget stuff that I was meant to do. But that's fine. Let's go. Let's pick up some more espressos. I want this. I want this spot, and I think I can get it. You know what? I'm going to start. Do I have anything that I can sell off that's worth a decent amount of money? It feels wrong to sell off a reindeer during Christmas. That feels uncouth. But anyway, yes, I ended up. So I was looking through various places and these shops, and was just getting a lot of sensory overload. Also, it just the very, very, very like little separation between most of the material in the shop, and okay, suddenly this is very, very 18 plus. It's like, okay, I was not sure. I was not emotionally prepared to be seeing some of what I am now seeing. This was so it was kind of there was a lot of just me feeling quite overwhelmed going around places, and then I go to this one shop quite early on, and end up coming back later because I can't find anything, because I've not had much luck. Like I wanted to see if I could get a figurine from an anime he watches, but I don't actually know many that he does. Like Cowboy Bebop was my one lead really, and so yeah, the only thing that I ended up, the one thing that I ended up being able to find from him though, I'm quite pleased with, which is that I found him a CD with the Persona 5 soundtrack on it, which I quite like, because I think some of the favourite gifts I've ever received have been kind of when someone gets me a gift that is an intersection of both of our interests. And okay, this is probably closer to my interest than his, but I mean, one thing of a lot, like, okay, it was from the anime district, like, I think he'll like it for that, but also a lot of my childhood was my dad getting tons and tons of CDs with music on and introducing me to a lot of his music taste. And so I think this is kind of a nice full circle where actually, okay, I don't know all of the Persona 5 soundtrack, but I things like Last Surprise, etc. The one about the shapeshifter wearing a mask. My Disguise, is that what it's called? I don't actually know the name of it. I can sing you the song, but I don't know that. Is that going to be my Christmas present to y'all? I sing you. I'm a shapeshifter. What else could I be? Please don't take off my mask. Revealing. Oh, I am realizing as I try and sing that I do not know the notes as well as I think I do. That was what I discovered, but which is, this is not saying I won't commit to this. I won't commit to learning this and commit to the bit in future. That I am. If I get 500 coins for this, I'm going to be annoyed. Nice. Okay, I'm not running back to Crix Prime just for the sake of that. Are these two people on one account? That looks a lot like. So there's someone from the old days of BLU. I guess not technically the old days, but Villa 93. I think 93 is the number. There's two characters, Villa 92, Villa 93, and it has been trying to 100% them, but by leveling them up simultaneously, so they are always with like exactly the same progression. It is one of the stranger grinds I've seen, but also I can't talk. It's not as though I've never indulged in a strange grind. He says on over his 50th hardcore LU character. So yeah, I wonder if something similar is going on there. But yeah, at any rate, yeah, that's kind of the. That's the story of like I'm quite excited by this because like yeah I've listened to decent. Well, my exposure to this soundtrack has been from people like Insane in the Rain, music, the 8-Bit Big Band, stuff like that. I think honestly, Insane in the Rain I'm even less certain about. It's been through things like the 8-Bit Big Band, which if you haven't listened to the 8-Bit Big Band, that is my Christmas present to you. If you are into gaming music or into big band music, it doesn't really matter which. You will enjoy their stuff. That is maybe this should be my present to people, is shouting out random YouTube channels. If you're into really beautifully presented maths, the obvious thing to recommend is 3 Blue 1 Brown, but I'm also going to recommend the YouTube channel 2 Swap. That's an like genuinely beautiful. Like 3 Blue 1 Brown has some incredible visualizations, but the 2 Swap, I would say the videos themselves strike me as beautiful. Like there is so much care and present and care put into presentation. But I also think I've already advertised 2 Swap. So are there any other channels I kind of as my Christmas review? You get recommendations from Ninja. Also, I want you guys to know the tightrope I walk every time I refer to myself in the third. Opening your backpack does that. I don't have much left to trade, but I think I can trade. Actually, you know what? They might quite appreciate these because they get they get candy canes out of it if they're grinding for candy canes. Don't. No, just accept. Cool. Okay, let's give this race a few more tries. And as possibly one of the dumber. I appreciate everyone who's come and just show me support through these videos over the years. We do some stupid things. We do some stupid things, and unlike most YouTubers, you guys don't get edited down versions of the stupid things I do. So you know what? I hugely appreciate you all sticking around, being around for this. Is honestly at such the weak side of me doing stupid stuff in LU, but that bonk, had it not been for that bonk, I think we would have had a. It would have been very close. It would have at the very least been a good 111, maybe 112 if we were lucky. Yay, candy cane. Let's... Like, I think, actually, maybe the most key part of all of this... Can I... Nice, that was a good landing. So we should be a little ahead where we normally are. If my judgment is right. Because that should have gained us speed. Don't get caught in the slipstream back. Okay, and now I just need to... I think I lost time there, but that was quite a good boost. Nah, that was... Wow, that was... Okay, so I think I lost more time from bouncing on that. Which, to be fair, makes sense. It wasn't a clean bounce, exactly. I did that automatically, but that might actually just be in my way. Oh yay, free achievement. I enjoy how I might actually complete a lot of the achievements in Frostburg. Actually, yeah, because the racing achievements... Well, I guess technically no, I won't be able to complete all the achievements because missions are achievements. And I'm not going to be able to complete all of the missions because I can't equip stuff. So, okay. Maybe that's a bit of a shame. Okay, let's go. Come on, we got this. Itafix, I'm coming for you. I may need to start, like, actually doing fully optimized jumps, which is, like, this is something that I don't have muscle memory for. Like, most of my jumps are technically, if we're being very precise, they're technically suboptimal. That was bad, but I might do some trial runs without wasting speed boosts on them. Just because I want to work out how I get the most out of some of these boosts. Because I think I may be able to get an extra second if I optimize some of these fans. Don't think it... Yeah, there's no way it's worth it to hop back over there. Feeling the lack of speed boost right now, but that's fine. If I could consistently, like, jump over the edge of the fan, that would go quite hard in terms of speed. Like, it's just this one. Okay, but if I do that, and if I can pull that off consistently, that's pretty good. And if I don't hit whatever divot that was in the ground there that pushed me off to the side, let's give that another go in practice. Because, yeah, this is the second thing then. Okay, let's do a trial run where Being forced to come around the edge here. Come here, and then... Yeah, so okay, I don't think I can get away with it on this one. I think it's the fact that the terrain's slightly at an angle on that one. But let's do a run up. Okay, so we come around the edge here. I probably should have equipped a Quixcle to make this test a little better. But yeah, sure. Do that, and then I messed up there, but I've never felt pressured by that corner so much as I felt pressured by the fact that the candy canes are like right here. But yeah, in principle, if I just jump slightly over the side like that, I think that's like, yeah, I'm coming at it from here. That's a quite easy jump, I think. I'm now about to mess it up when I try and do it in practice, but that's just the ninja difference. And okay, we're already off to a very different jump pattern here. I think probably slower. Well, given I messed that up, I think we're definitely slower. Which 100% means this is going to be the run, just because I've said it's slower, so now it's immediately going to work. Getting the jump off of that was not expected. Actually, the fact that that's a 111 is the reason why I have to keep trying this. Because, like, yeah, if I can get a 111 with that, surely I can get a 111. Surely I can get a 112 with an actually decent run. Also, the start of that run was just strange. It might not have been worse, but it was very strange. It was something to do with the, like, angle I took around some of the starting things that just completely messed me up. Okay, this is also very cursed as the start goes, but not too bad yet. In fact, maybe slightly ahead of that last run. So we've just got to get good. Not convinced I did there, but okay, come on. No. Dang it. It's just, yeah, it's... Again, the fact that that is a one... I mean, no, I probably was caught on there for about a second, so it probably... I want to say that, oh, the fact that that's about a 110 shows me that it is possible, because I spent ages there, but no, it probably... Like, it feels like ages in the moment, but it probably was a second, maybe a second and a half. I find it really interesting judging time on these kind of things and judging how much time you can shave off. Especially with the fact that I can't rewind this. Okay, that's not great, but I mean, that's also... I've had similar not greats in previous runs, but no, we are, I think, just, yeah, definitively behind, maybe half a second. Behind by, yeah, half a second to a second. Which, yep, checks out. We ended up finishing half a second to a second behind. But also, again, with weird movement there, like, that's just hard. I think I do some practice runs with Quixicles. Just to save me running back and forth again, because I don't want to. And also, I have enough for one single extra espresso. Like, okay, it's a bit of a meme how expensive spring shoes are. And the fact that no one in their right mind would ever use them outside of parkour people. But espressos are just as bad. They're more or less worse Quixicles, which cost 500. You're kidding me. This is actually kind of decent time-wise. Okay, I messed up a jump there, so it would have been less good. But the fact that this is at all kind of decent is interesting. I didn't hate that, actually. Going for the single jump so I'm less cramped. That wasn't awful. Just doing 2 single jumps, because it also... Like, the friction isn't as... Like, normally you double jump for friction, or you double jump to reduce friction, because it makes turning around easier. Let's... I do want to try it with an espresso, but just because my jump timings are affected by... Great. Okay, this is fine, because we still get practice in. Okay. We are 2 seconds behind at this stage, roughly speaking. Okay. Get in, get the slipstream, get out. Okay, now we're going to do single jump, jump around. Did I say we were 2 seconds behind or 1 second behind? Because if we were 2 seconds behind, that would have more or less been it. I think it can't possibly have been because I don't know. Did I say a second behind or 2 seconds behind? I don't remember. If we were 1 second behind, that would make sense with what I saw. Or maybe I just said a second or 2. I could maybe have tried to get a slight boost from getting down onto the ice. Okay, well, that's my mess up for this one. But let's see what we get anyway. No. Kidding me, still a fairly decent run. I think I can confirm I am not getting the 112, the 113. I think the 113 is probably out of reach. And I just realised this is my last attempt. So, I mean, in general, I want to say, get in the comments now, tell me whether or not you think I do this, but no, I don't. That would be farming engagement, and what am I going to do with that engagement? I'm going to put up unlisted Mirror's Edge playthrough videos. That's not worth it for the sake of arbitrary engagement. So get in the comments and just tell me how your day's been. Tell me what was the best food you ate today, or if you're not celebrating Christmas, tell me what day you're looking. Lots of people still have holidays off around this time. Tell me what you're looking forward to, holiday-wise. Is there anything in particular you're going to be celebrating, or if you don't have much time off, tell me when your next bit of time off is. Tell me about something, anything. Tell me the numbers on the back of your mother's credit card. Those all do. Just anything for the conversation. No. Okay, that's just funny. Could have been the run. It was a really good run. That felt very good right up until the end. Well. But yeah, I think I call it here. I mean, whether or not you celebrate whatever significance this particular time of the year has to you, I'm still going to wish you a Merry Christmas as a have a happy this time of the year. To be honest, I think what Christmas means for me personally yeah, it's very, very little religious significance. But like, still means something to me. It's still the time I come home, get to see one friend who's an absolute legend hosts a party with all of my friends from school at their place. Um, so like it's time to see friends, family. I meet up with some of my friends for New Year's. It's kind of this whole time. I think that's, and I'm obviously blessed to those have have as many people as I do around and still be in the area. Um, but yeah, I don't know. So that's when I say Merry Christmas. That's what I'm thinking of. I'm thinking of, yeah, time to celebrate people in our lives, which really should be more of the year, but also the life is stressful, and so you know what, it's probably good to have some time some time set aside, even if it is mandated by random bureaucrats in the halls of government that say the university is closed for me over these certain days. You know what? Thank you, random bureaucrats in the halls of government, for for the for the reminder to take some time off and appreciate friends and family, which hopefully I am doing right now as you watch this. Before probably this particular evening, I go on and then call other friends, and yeah, I hopefully I remember to drop a Merry Christmas in some Discord, in some LU Discords as well. But yeah, with that, happy Frostivus.